𝓨𝓐𝓗𝓿𝓲𝓬𝓮
Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua 𝓨𝓐𝓗.
Alright, we get the honor spots, the elders, great millstone, and shalom to all you brothers out there. The Hebrew Israelites back in once again, the prophet said the downfall of Esau's kingdom, and to bring remembrance unto the children of Israel, which consists of so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, to bring them back to our God, which is Yahweh, to our Lord Yahushua, so it's Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. Yahweh is with this word because God, Yah means he, Yahweh consists to be, alright, B'Hashem is in the name, alright, Yahushua is with this word because Jesus, Yah means he, Yahushua means saves and delivers. All of this is the ancient Hebrew tongue, alright, which is the Paleo Hebrew, which is the ancient tongue spoken by the ancient Israelites, which are our ancestors. And we're returning back onto the ancient language to call upon the Heavenly Father in the Son in the original tongue for it to have power in it. Because if you call upon it in the English tongue, it doesn't have the same power in it. You got to call upon the Heavenly Father's name, which is Yahweh, and the Son's name, which is Yahushua. So, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, B'Hashem means in the name. Alright? So, Lord willing that this can't touch is edifying you, brothers and human assistants. We're ultimately going to roll through the Spirit. I kind of want to, I was watching this video and I heard Ephesians again. I kind of want to read it. I kind of want to read it again.
I have Ephesians 6.
But as all you brothers know about that thing that happened today, don't think too much in it. Don't think too much of it. You know, be not on your own understanding and you know, remember we go by prophecies. We don't know how the hell it's gonna happen. We know how it's gonna happen, but we don't know when it's gonna happen. That's the proper way to say it. You know, and we don't know the exact way it's gonna happen. You know, we know how it is in the bigger picture, but we don't know how the exact way it's gonna happen. All right. So if we still did whatever kind of signal that, you know, whatever, you know.
Yeah, we already know how this stuff will go anyway.
Yeah, we're not ignorant of it. All right. Esau does all kinds of shit. We don't know what he does exactly behind the scenes, but we know that it's always fucking evil. Just like what the scriptures say, the wicked people upon his bed. You know, every single morning, every single day. You know, he's always thinking about evil, always doing evil. All right.
Said I'm still holding Ephesians.
What?
I'm still holding Ephesians.
I'm gonna get it. But yeah, I just want to put that out there. You know, be not on your own understanding. You know, just be occupied in prophecy. You know, who knows what the fuck he's trying to do, what he's going to do, whatever of the sorts. You know. I'm gonna read Ephesians chapter 1. Because I was watching Elder Yazawamba's premiere, and you know he got this out, and I just want to get it now because he was getting into like grace, the importance of grace, and not questioning basically Paul's authority that was given to him by Yahushua. You know, it was given to him by Yahushua. You know, there's some people that was basically that's one of our teachers overall. You know, we got the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and we also they got their teachers, and their teachers is Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, you know, through the Spirit. You know, and the men of old, you know, the men that learn the truth nowadays, this goes all the way back to the apostles and elders and their teachers. You know, they learn from the teachers back in the ancient times. You know, through the way of this word, the way of this Bible. Right? This Bible is an instruction book. Right? It's written for our learning, so that we may seek the old path, which is the good way. Right? And to do this duty as according to as Yahushua has commanded us to, you know, just as the men of old did. So I'm gonna read Ephesians. This is Ephesians chapter 1, verse 1. It says, Paul, an apostle of Yahushua Mashiach, by the will of Yahweh, to the saints which are at Ephesus, to the faithful in Mashiach Yahushua. our God, from Yahweh our Father, and from the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. Blessed be Yahweh, blessed be the power and Father of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, who have blessed us with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places in HaMashiach. And you know, this is what we're nailing the point on Monday, you know, to hold that fast with your ass, because this is a heavenly blessing that you receive. Now, you know, in your current form, are you going to let that go, or you gonna grasp it and hold on to it? You know, a lot of men like to lean on their own understanding and to fall away from what they have learned. You know, and just as the scriptures say, to bring swift destruction onto themselves. You know, there's actually a scripture goes hand with that. And yes, Elder Yashawamba also got the same thing. You know, I highly recommend that video, that premiere that he did. You know, this is Second Peter, chapter 3, verse 16. It says, as also in all his epistles, speaking in them of these things, and in some things are hard to be understood, which they that are unlearned and unstable rest, as they do also in other scriptures, until their own destruction. Ye therefore beloved, seeing ye know these things before, beware lest ye also, being led away with the error of the wicked, fall from your own steadfastness. And that's why I urge you, brothers, not to think too much about, you know, what happened today. You know, don't listen to the theories of this world. If anything, how do you measure the times? You measure it according to the prophecies of the scriptures. Now, does that what happened today align with what the scriptures say? If it doesn't, then don't pay no mind to it. You know, if it does, pay mind to it. You know, and what happened today doesn't really link with anything of the scriptures. So don't pay too much mind to it. Don't put your mind to it, you know, too much. You know, don't think about it too much. You know, a lot of people are talking about Satan is going to turn you into zombies and all these type of things. You don't know what the fuck is going to happen. If something happens, that's of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Nothing happens, that's of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You know, it just says the brother over there, Gaba'Allah, you know, he mentioned that a brother said it could be something or it could be nothing. You know, and that was the same mindset I had. So I was absolutely not worried about it. So I took the circumspect path. I didn't even want to hear the fucking siren or whatever alert it came from the damn phone. You know, so I just turned off my damn phone.
Because that's annoying.
That time.
Sometimes
it is annoying.
When you're preoccupied with something, or when you're doing something, you don't want that sort of interruption. You know, your alert system should be the Bible. That's it.
Yeah.
The Bible, and then look at the be like a watchman. Look at the news, see what's going on, and then you see if it applies with the scriptures. That's all that matters. You know. And I'll read it real quick on the second.
We live by these scriptures.
Second Esdras chapter 9 verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, when thou seest parts of the sign past, which I have told thee before.
And the signs are referring to the prophets. You know, the beginning of these prophecies become signs. You know, that's why it says the ending. Was it a little bit down? Yeah.
All right. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time where then the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
We already know that we're living in the end times. That's why the brothers were like looking at it, that they weren't you know, basically occupying their minds. You know, like most of these people out there, all being worried about being turned to zombies. You know, the brothers weren't even worried about that.
If you really think about it, it's like a hedonistic mentality. It's like when they see a sign in heaven, they all get this dismay about it.
Oh, yeah, that's like scripture.
You know?
No, that's actually be not as a heathen, something like that, referring to the signs of the heavens. You know. we look at it. That's how we do when it comes to those small things, you know. Oh yeah, that's right.
This is Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which Yahweh spake unto you, all house of Israel. Thus said Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathens are dismayed at them.
Yeah, that's right. That applies to the fucking worldly ideas when it comes to like, you know, being circumspect in their eyes. The circumspect in their eyes is foolishness. They say, you know, how the wisdom of this world is foolishness on the Most High. You know, it is foolish. You know, the type of circumspectness of this world is like, you know, gathering food up, you know, preparing a bunker and shit like that when shit goes down. You know, that's the type of things that they do. You know, that's the type of things that they do. But we don't establish ourselves in the way that they do. You know, we establish ourselves in the ways of Yahweh Shai. So, you know, just to press the point again, you know, don't think too much about the damn signal thingy or broadcast, whatever the fuck it is. You know, don't think too much about it.
Just like the time of 2020, you know.
Anything is a fucking distraction.
You know,
it's a distraction. So let them not distract you.
It's just a little, you know. People still went out. Yeah, I understand that. You know, people can't be staying home all the time. You know? People go out. You know, I get it. You know, but people went out for their own reasons. But we go out like any other day. You know, we still had to do this work. You know, so and you see, like, whether it be any what is it? It's like, what is 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks ago? I think 2 weeks ago. That rain. We still got to do the work, man. You know, we didn't have to put too much mind into like, oh my gosh, it's just like, what if I drown or some shit like that? You know, people got a mentality, like a huge paranoia mentality. You can't dwell too much in conspiracy theory, because at the end of the day, what is that? It's just theory. You know, you gotta focus on the prophecy at hand. That's what's come to pass, not the theories.
You know, another thing. Every time I think about it, I always think of, if the Lord be with you, who could be against you? So, if the Lord got your back, you don't have to think about any other random things that might happen, because the Lord always has your back. So you can just occupy yourself on whatever Scripture says.
Right. And when the Lord gave us that spirit, you know, of wisdom, you know, and now we're more aware of what this devil is doing to us, and what's coming, and what he got under his sleeve, you know that.
More like the possible things he has under his sleeve.
Yeah,
this dude's like, he's unpredictable as hell. Because you can't even understand the mind of the wicked, but you know the whole basis of it. Look at Esau, man. And that's why he did that fucking signal thing with it. You know, we don't know what the fuck he's doing.
The only way we know
don't
this
really care though.
is through the book. The book tells us what he's all about. You know.
Yeah. So I'm gonna continue with Ephesians. This is Ephesians chapter 1, Verse 4, it says, according as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love, having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Yahweh Mashiach to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will, right? To the praise of the glory of his grace, wherein he hath made us accepted in the beloved. That's right. And the main point that that Elder 𝓩𝓮𝓭 was getting on was the word grace. That Paul always preached that grace because he was called. I mean, he was the apostle of the Gentiles. So he preached grace more than the rest of the apostles during that time. You know, because that grace is what is allowance. You know, basically, it's pretty much shift up the topic. You know, that's how the Spirit works. You know, but grace is basically the with the word grace.
Yeah. Alright. Right here. Yeah, it goes into root word 𝓭𝓭𝓐𝓕. You know, 𝓦2603. Favor, grace, charm, elegance, acceptance.
Their favor and acceptance, because Yahweh Shah being the mediator, or the what's the word that means?
There you go, precious, well favored.
What's the word that was used there? Isaiah. He's the intercessor, Yahweh Shah. You know, so Yahweh Shah being the intercessor, he's that grace is through Yahweh Shah, which is that intercession. Which, can you get the word intercessor? The word intercession? The etymology of it? Etymology? Huh?
I don't know how to go about it.
Because this is intercession. Oh wow, very helpful. 15th century is not very helpful. Right here, it says an intercessory prayer or pleading on behalf of oneself or another. It says a coming between, mediation. Look at that. It says now an action of the past principle of stem of intercedere, I guess that's pronounced. It says to intervene, come between, or be between. It says to impose on someone's behalf. That's the thing. And that's Yahweh Shah. So that grace which is through Yahweh Shah is basically the intercession, or let's just say the healing in between, the connection between the Israelite foreigners that have fallen away from the customs of the forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, and the law, statutes, and commandments that were given unto us by Moses. Yahweh Shah is the intercessor that's healing that connection between the Israelite foreigners that have fallen away from those customs and us and the Most High. So he's being the mediator in between us both. All right. So so Paul being the apostle of the Gentiles, referring to the Israelite foreigners, all right, to convert them, which the word convert means to return back to make them return back to the Most High in the way of Yahweh Shah. And Yahweh Shah being the intercessor or the mediator between the connection between the Israelites and the Most High, right? It allows us to through Yahweh Shah's blood to go to follow law, statutes, commandments all the way, you know, to the best of our ability, because that's what matters the most, to the best of our ability, because our bodies are literally and specifically designed to go off, to commit wickedness. Our mind is desperately wants wickedness, you know. And I heard something from one of the elders, you know, to do everything you see the world, the people of the world do the opposite. Do the opposite of it, you know, because you can see the world going about, and even if it's okay to do it according to the scriptures, you see the world doing it, do the opposite of it. You know, don't do the same thing, because just as the scriptures say, it's not expedient to do that. It's not expedient.
It's like
So do according to what the scriptures tell you.
Pretty much to the best of your ability. You know, it's like it's like trying to follow the commandments to the best of your ability. It's pretty much following the commandments to the best of your ability. You go in the opposite of what how the world rolls.
Yeah.
You know, so it's basically about that. You know, pretty much the same thing. You know, because the world, they want to do whatever the hell they want. And you see how these two thirds behave.
And
you know,
that's the point, because man, the second chapter says it continues with that. So Abba Rapha said that we can continue with the second chapter, because that's basically what it goes into. The people of this world, they walk after they walk according to the flesh, to the principality of the air, how the scripture says. You know, from the day that they're born, they follow their instincts and they follow their lusts and the desires of their mind. They follow the desires of their mind, of this world. So whatever they feel is right, they do that. They do that. Alright? And there's certain things that they do that their body feels is right, but after they've done it, they feel a regret. They feel grief. They feel a great sorrow. Or they get mad at themselves. It's because that's what your flesh wanted, but the reason that you're getting mad at yourself after you've done it is because the desire that you wanted the first time, that was coming from your flesh, but after you fulfilled the lust of the flesh is now on cooldown. It went on cooldown. You're like, now it's sitting back and it got what it wanted. So the reason that you feel agitated now is because now you're feeling with your spirit. Now you're feeling your spirit, because you now that your flesh is out of the way and it got what it wanted, it's leaving you alone now. And now your flesh is in full view. Now your spirit's in full view, and now now you're agitated because you did that. You know, now you're agitated. All right, so I know I had that scripture that I had to hold Monday.
If I still have it.
Contrary one to the other.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, get that.
I got pieces.
Oh, you got a piece? Okay, you hold on to that. I heard you read that. Like
I got it.
Yeah, read it.
Alright, do me a favor to start.
Read on the very same place.
Yeah, give me a second.
Huh? Give me a second.
Slide through somewhere near you.
No, it's right there.
I know, I just want to go away.
You're gonna keep coming back.
I know, why are you there so attractive?
Back. Maybe they think that's the parent.
I'm gonna start at 16. This is Galatians 5 verse 16. This I say then, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
That's right.
And
that's why we have to suffer. It's because the flesh it's putting you through straits. It's putting you through pain. So it's like when you fast, you feel that feeling of your stomach aching, you get lightheaded. It's basically your flesh overly exaggerating all of that because it's not getting what it wants. It's like a very spoiled child.
Whiny.
It's like a very spoiled child. When the child doesn't get what it wants, it starts throwing the temper. The child starts throwing the temper tantrum, throwing things all over the place. Getting all angry, starts crying and screaming at the top of their lungs because they're not getting what they want. But after a while, after they don't get it, they get over it. It's the same thing with the flesh.
Like you go home to a cat.
For the flesh lusts against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would.
Yeah, that's right. And basically that entire process, it's a hardening process. If you're gonna roll through the spirit, and your flesh is designed to go through the lust of the flesh, which is wickedness, and your spirit desires righteousness, it's a hardening process. It's a war against yourself. Because you're going against, you're literally fighting against yourself. And that's why the scriptures talk about to contend for the faith. To contend for the faith, and that's what matters.
So at the end of the day, let's say you have the spirit. Your spirit is how you say, stronger than the flesh. Let's say you keep up like that. At the end of the day, your flesh can't even handle it at all.
Yeah.
I just realized something. You know how it says to start out as babes again when you start out into this truth, because when you're an actual baby, you're following the lust of the flesh, and people of this world, they never get in tune to the spirit. So when you're finally getting in tune to the spirit, that's like you literally casting off the flesh, like you're starting out as a babe again.
Yeah, because you're basically starting anew and figuring out the ways of the spiritual.
Yeah.
Which, the only way that you're going to know how to be spiritual is if you know the law, statutes, commandments, and the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, in the path of Yahushai. And you will understand what is right and wrong. And you know, the moment you were born, specifically the Israelites, it doesn't apply to the Hebrews, right? Especially Esau. You know, you want to do good things. You want to be righteous. You want your decisions to be just. You want your judgments to be just. You want your judgments to be just, right? So the only way that you're gonna do that is if you know the ways of Yahweh Yahushua. And if you earnestly decide that, you have to go against the flesh. Because there's times where, like for example, there's times where someone gets mad at you because you did something wrong, and you know you did something wrong, but you get mad at them for getting mad at you. Why? Why? Because your flesh, knowing that your flesh is desperately wicked, it wants to boast up in pride, you know? And you have to fight against that. You know, you have to fight against that through your spirit. You know? You gotta put yourself down. And that's what Yahushua taught us. You know? Him being the son of the Most High, you know, he was humble.
I got a piece. This is Matthew chapter 26, verse 41. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. All right, Matthew chapter 26, verse 41. Matthew 26 and 41. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Yeah, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Yeah,
Flesh
that's
is extremely weak.
These are Yahweh's words, you know.
Yeah, I also wanted to say that to be a real actual man is to follow the righteous path and to go against the inner thoughts that the flesh brings against you.
Intrusive thoughts.
Yeah.
Because you know when you're outside from doing this truth, you know, whether you off camp, you know, or not watching the video, or not even studying, or not even reading in the scriptures, your mind constantly wanders. That's why your heart is wicked, which is your mind. It goes to your mind still, you know. That's why your mind always want to think about this, think about that.
Yeah, that's why
think about wicked
it's
thoughts,
bad to have an idle mind.
That's an idle mind.
It's bad to have
It's
an
like
idle
a drifting
mind.
a boat that's not anchored, pretty much.
You know, even other brothers recommend it as well. And I keep saying the same thing. If you have a hobby or whatever, do your hobby. When you have a free time, you can watch videos. Because you can watch videos, study. You can study with those videos, right? You know, but you can only watch so many videos. You know, you can watch only so many videos. There's a scripture talking about that too much honey is bad for you. It's sweet, and it's good for you, but too much of it is bad for you.
Yeah, that's the flesh that gets weary about it.
Yeah, it gets bad for you. So basically, you can watch videos. You can watch videos and watch as much as you can, but then there's that time where you have that. There's that time where you can't watch any more videos, because no matter how much you listen to it, you can't absorb it. You can't absorb it. It's like the words are bouncing right off of you, because you already have so much in your mind. So during that free time, if you have a hobby, to do your hobby, just as the men of old, some of them had a hobby of fishing, for example. You know, if you have a hobby, do that hobby, because if you're an idle mind and you're just sitting idle, not doing anything, it's bad, because your flesh will start thinking of wicked things to do. All right, and then you're more than likely going to act on it. You know, it's really bad. So you need to always have an occupied mind.
Yo, I realized another thing. Most people of this world, I noticed it's been a trend of people talking about intrusive thoughts. I've noticed people of this world been following, quote, intrusive thoughts a lot more than people of men in the truth.
You guys don't even know that word, do you? You guys know that word? Intrusive? Get that word. They hear it a lot, but they don't know.
Intrusive means intruder.
You know it, but them may more than likely not know it. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. So the word intrusive, it means usurping. That's actually a really good a really good example of that is a really good for lack of better words, example.
It goes to intrusion.
Because your flesh, I mean your spirit is supposed to be the one controlling your flesh overall, but your flesh has intrusive thoughts. It basically has thoughts of its own. So that's a good point, to be honest. The word intrusive. I already knew what intrusive was, but just for a better example.
I just find it funny.
Man, get my words.
The modern meaning of intrusive, it says causing disruption or annoyance through being unwelcome or uninvited.
Yeah, that's annoying.
People of this world make fun of that. Like it's just a thing that happens.
It does happen. It does happen. But there's a level on how intrusive their thoughts can be, and if they act on it or not.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Because everybody gotta, you know how they showed in the cartoons, you get the angel and you get the devil. The devil is your flesh. The angel is your spirit. And your spirit's desiring righteousness. You know, but your flesh is desiring wickedness. And even these all the heathens got the same thing. You know, though it may not be of righteousness, they want to have good judgment. They want to know what's right and wrong. You know, but they always acting on the wrong side because they don't know that which is righteous. Right. And they think that what they do is, when they do something, quote, right, they think it's right to themselves. But just as the scriptures talk about, was it something that seems right unto a man? But that way seems leadeth to death or something like that?
It seemed right to a man, but in the end thereof is death.
Yeah.
Alright, that's his songs. See, this is describing intrusive thoughts are unexpected images or thoughts that seem to pop into your head. They are often strange or distressing, but these thoughts happen to almost everyone from time to time, which also explains this is why your heart is wicked, you know?
Yeah, the demons do that too. You know, the demons hop on you and they'll thoughts in your head. And just as 𝓦𝓮𝓭𝓷𝓮𝓼𝓭𝓪 said long ago, you know, these demons will literally hop onto you, speak things in your voice that you're not even trying to say, or you're not even trying to think, and they say it in your voice as if it's you. You know, but it's not you. You know, And that's also a form of an intrusive thought. It's like an invasion.
Or
an intrusion. That's pretty much what an intrusive is.
That's why people of this world are more subject of following those thoughts than men of the truth.
That's true. They're subject to doing that.
A lot of things around us can cause intrusive thoughts. Like it could be something simple. It could not be something like evil all the time. But it could be something like music. Oh, now you wanna hear this music. You know, or a TV show or whatever. You know, or some movie you remember. You know, it's or food. You know, like, oh, I haven't had this for a long time. You know what? Nah, I want to eat that. And you see, at the end of the day, it's your flesh. It's trying to manipulate you around. You know, and you know, it's Satan pretty much. But at the same time, it's your flesh. You know,
that's why the law, statutes, and commandments were given unto us, being of the Lord's portion. He nurtured us with discipline. That's the scriptures talk about. But the law, statutes, and commandments were given unto a simple people, a people who can commit sin. You know, but the reason the law, statutes, and commandments were there are to discipline ourselves not to do those things that the way of the heathens do. You know, because the heathens, they walk after the course of their flesh. You know, but we have to discipline ourselves in the law, statutes, and commandments, and the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, because the law, statutes, and commandments are basically put rules there, and if you break those rules, there's punishments for it. All right, there's punishments for it. So since there's punishments for it, we have to put that in mind before doing said acts or doing anything like that. So every single one of us gets intrusive thoughts, but it's a matter of fact of whether you act on it or you shut it away or not. And that's what the scriptures talk about. That's what the men of old taught, to mortify the deeds of the flesh. So of course some brothers, even brothers in the ancient times, had intrusive thoughts and had those evil thoughts, but they shut them out. You know, a lot of us brothers nowadays, we say stupid flesh. You say in your head like, shut up, brain, type of thing. You know, I'm sure all of us do that. Like, shut up, brain, stupid flesh. You know, because we brothers of this too, we shut away the desires of this flesh. We mortify the deeds. What does the word mortify mean? So when we get that word, let's get that word mortify. And let's get that in the scriptures too. Mortify. Let's get the etymology of it as well.
I get definition.
Somebody get the
word in the scripture. Get etymology and get a definition. Oh, you're telling you.
Oh, somebody needs to get the scriptures. I got the etymology. You want to read it or?
I don't know how to read it.
I had the scripture for you right there. Oh, not the interlinear. Just the scripture.
You know, that's funny. This was actually a word I was trying to find. You hear it?
Yeah, just go all the way up.
Chapter 8, verse 1. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Hamashiach Yahushai, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. For the law of the Spirit of life in Hamashiach Yahushai hath made me free from the law of sin and death. For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh. Yahweh sending his own son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin condemned sin in the flesh, that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. Okay, this is Romans chapter 8, verse 3, NLT. The law of Moses was unable to save us because of the weakness of our sinful nature.
The weakness of our sinful nature. And that's because so that sinful nature, we were literally designed with the workmanship of the Most High. He designed the flesh to constantly commit sin. Alright? Keep that in mind.
So Yahweh did what the law could not do. He sent his own son in a body, like the bodies we sinners have.
That's right.
And in that body, Yahweh declared an end to sin, to sin's control over us by giving his son as a sacrifice for our sins. He did so that the just requirement of the law will be fully satisfied for us.
I like how it says in the KJV better, that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. And it's way better there than in NLT there.
It sounded more diluted than NLT, because the way it said fully satisfied, it becomes vague. It becomes like, that's going to throw a lot of Christians off.
Basically saying that it's already fulfilled.
Exactly.
Basically saying that. But no, over here, it's just for them that walk after the Spirit and not after the flesh. So it's a present tense. You're not saying walk, you're saying walk. All right. So it's a present. So for them that walk after the Spirit, because Yahweh came in the same flesh that we did, in the same exact flesh that we did. All right. And we couldn't even. We ourselves, we couldn't even follow the law, statutes, commandments, because the flesh was constantly trying to go off, you know. But Yahweh Shai, he came in the same flesh. He condemned flesh. Condemned the sin in the very same flesh that we have, that we constantly keep going off. And he followed the law, statutes, commandments all the way to the day he died. And he proved to us that if you walk after the Spirit and not after the flesh, you can fulfill it. But of course that our spirit is not as strong as his, you know. And that's why he was that sacrifice. He was that lamb to cover out our blemishes and make us as pure as white, pure white, you know, and full of righteousness. Spotless and blameless.
So even though,
you know, for those who walk after the Spirit and not after the flesh.
So if we follow the law, statute, commandments to the best of our ability, even though we won't be able to follow them all, what we have is faith in Yahweh Shai. You know, in the commandments, the two major commandments, which will cover the whole law, the whole commandment. You know, because there's certain disciples, you know, in prophets, you know, they didn't have what is it? The laws of the land, and how many sheep they got to count and all that. You know, those specific laws.
You got something walking on your book, bro. On your left. Never mind.
Continues, Romans chapter 8. I'll read it again. Alright, Romans chapter 8 verse 4, that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit.
And that goes hand in hand with the prophecy Yahweh spoke. I came not to destroy the law nor the prophets. I came not but to fulfill. And he did fulfill that. And it's being fulfilled as we speak.
And he wants us to follow the same example.
It was fulfilled the moment he died. The moment he died for us. It was fulfilled. That's why our victory is already sealed. Because right now, to the best of our ability, we're trying to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. We're trying to follow the Sabbaths and the high holy days to the best of our ability. You know?
You know, I imagine Yahusha was that flawless blade, and we're that blade that needs repetitive forging so we can be as flawless as Yahusha, master.
That's right. He's
trying to become the master.
The lamb without blemish. You know, no defects. That's what blemish means. No blemish means defect.
Yahusha was that blade forged in the first try.
Romans chapter 8 verse 5. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit do things of the Spirit. In NLT, Romans chapter 8 verse 5, those who are dominated by the sinful nature think about sinful things, but those who are controlled by the Holy Spirit think about things that please the Spirit.
Right. That's why that's why he says we're blessed in heavenly places. You know? Because every time our flesh wants to do something, we want to think about, we shut that away, and we want to think about that which will please Yahweh and to make us close unto the Most High. By Hashem Yahweh, to make us like it unto Yahweh. You know? That's all we think about. We don't want to do what the flesh tells us to do. We hate the flesh, man. The flesh is annoying. But we can't destroy the flesh because it's our temple. It's the only way. It's just like a mech. Yo, it's a malfunctioning mech and wants to do what it wants. You still gotta use it. You know? You still gotta use it to do the work.
The flesh is designed to walk in vain. You know? But you have to learn from it too.
You know, like how you said it, destroying the flesh is like destroying your only hammer.
Yeah, because you follow, the flesh constantly wants to do wickedness. But the wickedness that it wants to do, it destroys itself. It destroys itself. We're literally like sheep, those dumb sheep that's trying to get out of the pen every single time. But we have to keep ourselves from getting out of the pen. You know? Yeah. Because if a sheep gets away from the pen and gets away from the flock, it's destined to die. Because it's going to die by either prey or starvation, or just going to fall to its death somewhere. You know?
Even a lot of stress can also kill you. A lot of stress.
Yeah.
There was an experiment. I don't know. There was probably a video about it. Somebody told me about it. It was somebody put a sheep. Somebody put a sheep, and the sheep was inside a cage. And then next to the sheep, they put a wolf inside a cage, just right next to the sheep. And that sheep just got stressed out, just worrying about the wolf. And that stress alone killed the sheep.
Oh my God. You know? I never knew about that.
Yeah. I'm about to find that.
Yo, also, this flesh is a faulty hammer, but it's all we got. That's how we're gonna say it before.
Malfunctioning mechanical thing.
Yeah.
It's Romans chapter 8 verse 6. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Romans chapter 8 verse 6 in the NLT. So letting your sinful nature control your minds, lead to death.
That's right.
Ooh, that's a really good one.
Letting your simple nature control your mind leads to death. See, that's literally what I just said earlier.
Yeah, that was really good.
Your flesh, though your flesh wants to do those things, if you fulfill the lust of your flesh, it's going to kill itself. You got to discipline yourself. That's what discipline is. All right? You got to set rules for yourself. You got to set boundaries. And the boundaries you should set should be that which is righteousness. Because it does not say righteousness is that of long life. It leads to long life. You know? You got to discipline yourself, man. A lot of these people, they're undisciplined out here. You know? Very undisciplined. You know, 𝓦𝓮𝓭𝓷𝓸𝓷𝓪𝓬𝓮 did a video. An insubordinate spirit. You don't want to have that insubordinate spirit, man. You always want to be disciplined. You can't, you know, be out of order all the time.
That's bad behavior and disobeying the spirit.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You know, you gotta do what was told. You know, even if at that moment you don't like it, you still gonna do it. And then at the last, you will remember that moment, and you go like, I really needed that. You know.
Finish a little bit here. On Romans chapter 8, verse 6. I'll read it again. Romans chapter 8, verse 6. On the NLT. So letting your sinful nature control your mind leads to death, but letting the Spirit control your mind leads to life. I think that's kind of worded well now, because it kind of dilutes a little bit more from the King James.
You're letting the spirit control you, spiritually minded. To be honest, it's the same thing.
No, because some people might misinterpret it as that talking about just their own spirit.
You gotta think. You gotta think with your spirit. You know, basically what they're talking about. You gotta think with your spirit and not with your flesh. So you gotta let your spirit take control.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the KGB sounds better. I'm just saying that. And then Romans chapter 8, verse 7, KGB. Because the carnal mind is enmity against Yahweh, for it is not subject to the law of Yahweh, neither indeed can be. And then the NLT, Romans chapter 8, verse 7. For the sinful nature is always hostile to Yahweh. It never did obey Yahweh's laws, and it never will.
That's right. That's why a lot of people keep falling off, because they want to eat kosher and grab a lot. They want to follow that which they really love through their flesh.
Because they miss the taste.
They love they love how delicious it is and all these type of things. Because that's the flesh, man. Your flesh gets addicted to it. You know? And you want to continue with that addiction.
You know, it hurts. It hurts when you have the knowledge. Like, they're literally enjoying the pleasures of sin for a season.
Romans chapter 8, verse 8, KGB. So then, they that are in the flesh cannot please Yahweh. And then Romans chapter 8, verse 8, NLT. That's why those who are still under the control of their sinful nature can never please Yahweh. I just stay in the game. All right, Romans chapter 8, verse 9, KGB. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so, be that the spirit of Yahweh dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the spirit of Hamashiach, Yahushai, he is none of his. Romans chapter 8, verse 9 in NLT. But you are not controlled by your sinful nature. You are controlled by the Spirit. If you have the Spirit of Yahweh, Bahashan Yahushai, living in you, now that's specific. See? And remember that those who do not have the Spirit of Hamashiach Yahushai living in them do not belong to him at all.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Because remember, there's a whole purpose to Yahushua came. You know, not to destroy the prophets nor the law, but to fulfill it and to understand that which his work was to be done upon the earth. You know, he did it and fulfilled it. If you read the stories, you know, and read the testimonies from the Akim in the ancient times, you know, and saw how Yahushua carried about himself in the ways that he did, like towards Akim and all sorts of things, you know, and you understand that through Yahushua we can do the same. We can beat this flesh. If we arm ourselves likewise with the same mind of Yahushua, then you have the spirit of Yahushua. You know? Yeah, no.
Romans chapter 8, verse 10. And if Hamashiach Yahushua be in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the spirit is life because of righteousness. I'll do it one more time in NLT. It's Romans chapter 8, verse 10 in NLT. And Hamashiach Yahushua lives within you, so even through your body will die because of sin. The Spirit gives you life because you have been made right with Yahweh. Right. Romans chapter 8, verse 11. But if the Spirit of him that raised up Yahushua from the dead dwell in you, he that raised up Hamashiach Yahushua from the dead shall also quicken your mortal bodies by his Spirit that dwell in you.
No, I didn't say that.
All right. Romans chapter 8, verse 11. But if the Spirit of him, I'll read it on the NLT real quick. Romans chapter 8, verse 11 in NLT. The Spirit of Yahweh, who have raised Yahushua from the dead, lives in you. And just as Yahweh raised Hamashiach Yahushua from the dead, he will give life to your mortal bodies by this same Spirit living within you.
That's why we are of the same body of Yahushua Mashiach. You know, because Yahushua being raised from the dead, being the head of the church. You know, us being the body of the church. You know, him raising him up, raises us up if we follow the ways of Yahushua. So it's the same thing. Because we were oh, it says it in Ephesians. Yo, hold that. Just hold on until right here. So it's Ephesians chapter 2, verse 1. It says, and you had been quickened, who were dead in trespasses, or in times past walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of power of the air, the spirit that now works with the children of disobedience, among whom also we had our conversations in times past, in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others. But Yahweh, who is rich in mercy, and for his great love wherewith he loved us, even when we were dead in sins, we were quickened together with the Mashiach. By the grace you are saved. That's right. Look at that. And has raised us up together, and made us sit together in heavenly places. In the Mashiach Yahushua, there you go. That in the ages to come, he might show us exceeding riches of his grace and the kindness toward us, through Yahushua Mashiach. For grace you are saved through faith, and not in yourself. It is a gift of the Most High. And that's the main point there. You see that? You see, it says that the dead shall also quicken your mortal bodies by the spirit that dwelleth in you. See, you had be quickened who were dead in trespasses. So we were dead in sin because we knew not the life, which is the law, statutes, commandments, which is the love of the Most High. The love of the Most High is his law, statutes, commandments. Because if we follow that, we're nurturing ourselves in his love. Because that discipline is what gives us life.
That's why he gave the statutes and judgment, unto Israel, because he wants Israel. He wants Israel to live.
That's right.
That's right. That's a care of a parent. It's like giving you a household, with certain rules, giving you a roof over your head. It's like same thing. Then he's putting food on the table for you. He's making sure that you live. It's the same. What's like a better word? The same. It's not. It's pretty much, like a better word. It's the same thing, pretty much. Like the caring of a father to a son.
I love that part there, where it says by the, see that he raised up Yahushua Mashiach from the dead, and he will give life to the mortal bodies by the same Spirit living within you. See that here? He says, and have made us has raised us up together and made us sit together in heavenly places in a Mashiach Yahushua. So, in that same thing, the same way that he raised up Yahushua from the dead, this is going to be the same thing. He's going to raise up our mortal bodies and raise us from the dead.
It's going to be the spirit. The spirit is going to be charged up. Live forever. 100%. Like immortal. It's Romans chapter 8, verse 12. Therefore, brethren, we are debtors, not to the flesh, to live after the flesh. In Romans chapter 8, verse 12, on the NLT. Therefore, dear brothers, sisters, all right, dear brothers and sisters, read it.
Brethren, it just basically means kinfolk, so it applies. Yeah, it still applies. Right. So when you say brothers, I just want to put that out there. When you say brethren, it's likened unto you saying kinfolk, to those who are of the same forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the lineage all the way down. Because the word lineage means a family line. All right, and that applies to both the women and the men and the women. All right, it applies to both. So you say brethren, but the main focus is to the men because they're the ones going to do the work. So it doesn't apply to the sisters, in the equal fashion that it does to brothers.
No, that's understandable because I'll give you an example. Like there's brothers and sisters in Spanish. It's called the male is hermano, and female is hermana. right? But when they're speaking in plural, and they see a brother and a sister, they say, "Oh, ustedes son hermanos." It's not going to say hermano and hermanas or hermanoas, nothing like that. It just stays hermanos. It's like back then they'll say brethren. That applies to sisters. You know?
That applies to sisters.
Brothers and sisters, pretty much.
Literal kinsfolk. Literal kinsfolk. And the word kin, if I remember correctly, means brother. Or like family.
You know, it's like saying siblings.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, again, this is Romans chapter 8, verse 12 of the NLT. Therefore, dear brothers and sisters, you have no obligation to do what your sinful nature urges you to do.
Yeah, no obligation.
And you see a lot of buggers going like, "Yeah, I gotta have this."
Yeah, that's right.
Like,
you're not obligated to do it. What are you talking about? And that's why it says to willingly to put on the fetters. To chain yourself. Keep yourself from doing that shit. You're not obligated to do it. Keep yourself from doing it. Like, damn. You don't need it. You don't need it. That's not needed.
Exactly. That's the difference between the flesh and the spirit. Your spirit wants. Your spirit needs. You know?
Yeah.
And of course, there's some things that your flesh needs. But you notice that the things that your flesh needs, you don't really want it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, fruits and vegetables, man.
Yeah.
And you can see it with the children, because when it comes to the children, they go with the flesh. They go with the flesh.
Right.
They don't know that which is of the spirit yet. You know, unless you raise them up to raise them up, learning in the spirit from childhood. But most children they don't got that kind of thing, man. Especially in this day and age, to go by the flesh. So when the parents give them fruits and vegetables, they don't want to eat them. They don't want it.
They'll choose what is it?
Fucking ice cream over there.
They choose candy over the apple.
And you know that candy's bad for you. It gives you cavities and shit. You know?
It's Romans chapter 8, verse 13. For if ye live after the flesh, you should die. But you notice that when you read all this, it's repeating it over and over again in different ways. See if you get it, because it just shows that Israel's so hard-headed.
Remember how?
Yeah.
Remember, there was an account where the brothers were trying to reason with the people with the scriptures. They were trying to reason with them, because to us, and you know, because the reason I'm saying us, it applies to also the brothers in the ancient times, because we're all together in this. The brothers in the ancient times will be in agreement with us in the present day. You know, so to us, this truth is so plain and simple. It's not hard to understand. It's so plain and simple. But to the people, it's so hard to understand.
You notice how
Bro,
he broke Corinthians to the Corinthians, and you notice that it's pretty much a lot of times it's like rebuking them, but it's to our edification. It's no different. It's no different that if I always get rebuked. You know, it's for our edification. We have to learn from that, because now they're being made examples. So the book of Corinthians is part of the scripture, but it was written to the Corinthians, because the Corinthians, that church of Corinthians, they were going on.
They did all three. He did all three things. He did edify and exhort. Oh no, I'm going to two things: edify and exhort. He constantly kept doing that. So he did it to the Corinthians. He did it to Galatians. He did it to the Ephesians. He did it to the Romans. Freaking churches. The churches in Rome.
And we don't see the book of the book of Berea. You know,
yeah.
Because
you even got letters from Timothy. Letters from Jude. You know, you got all types. You got letters from all over, and this is basically what the scriptures basically collected all. So it's basically, you want to take those letters. There you be your modern day videos from Action. Whether it be rebuke or edification. You got both things. And even rebuke videos. If you go and watch the rebuke video, even those are edifying. The brothers who don't know what's going on, but then they learn what's going on, and then basically the brothers rebuking them, and then you could understand both sides. Like, bro, you were doing bad. You got all the brothers saying the same thing. You were doing wrong. You know? So the brothers bringing out precepts and stuff. Yeah.
So in the end of the day, all the words from the scriptures, whether it be applying rebuke or in edification and exhortation, it's really for the elected. At the end of the day, it's for us to keep growing in it. You know?
Yeah.
You know, if we're going to do something wrong, we learn from it. Versus the 2/3, you rebuke them for them doing something wrong, they're not going to learn from it. They're just going to buck up with you and start doing their own thing anyway. You know, so it wasn't really meant for them. They just being made examples pretty much now.
You don't want to be an example.
You know?
So
exactly.
you don't want to be set. You don't want to be laid as an example. So do what is right. Do what is commanded of you. It's not hard.
Sometimes we get made an example, but at the same time, when you're sincere, you ask for forgiveness and you admit your fault, you know, and then you learn from that, and then you grow. Now you're ready. You keep going. You keep moving. You know, you don't get all offended or emotional about it and just fall off.
Yeah, like what happened
You know?
to that the brother that was over there. You know, the one that was talking about the ice age and stuff.
Son.
He didn't know he didn't just like instantly go walk and start insulting the eye and stuff like that. Nah, he didn't do that. He chose a better path.
Yeah, because we're gonna keep making mistakes. We're gonna keep messing up. In the end of the day, we just gotta keep striving for this truth, striving for Yahweh. That's the most important thing. You're not gonna let any little thing just fold you off. Now all of a sudden it's out. Oh, I don't believe in the truth anymore because I remember when I was in. Wait a minute. What is the truth got to? What is that got to do with being a membership or being in a group? And now you don't want to follow Yahweh because some brother treats you this manner. You know? That's a wrong mentality to have. You're always gonna have some brothers that has kind of clash a little bit here and there. You know? That always happens. But guess what? You're still gonna carry the same message as that brother's carrying the same message. We got brothers from different.
The same thing.
Exactly. We got brothers that come from different walks of life. You know,
and brothers who speak a whole different language. He doesn't even know English.
Exactly.
They don't know English, but when they start off their camp, they get praises to the Most High in ancient Hebrew.
Right.
How do they get ancient Hebrew on their tongue? You see, that's how you know that we got the truth, man. It ain't no IUIC, it ain't no Issachar, it ain't no freaking GOCC, it ain't no none of these dudes. You know? I'm just laying it out.
We got brothers that talk talk very aggressive.
Yeah.
But they have a very sincere heart. You know what I mean?
Or brothers who look aggressive. They look big, bad, and intimidating. You know? But when you talk to them, they got the softest damn tone. You know, they got a soft tone. The way they speak is soft. It's easy going.
You're gonna have brothers that soft spoken, but they're very disciplined.
Yeah.
You know?
You also got brothers who look big and bad, and they even talk big and bad. But when you get to know them, they're not actually. When they sound aggressive, but they're not aggressive. Just like Apostle Gabar, for example. Apostle Gabar, he looks muscular. He's very tall. You know, the way he talks, he sounds aggressive, but he's a Benjamite. You know, so if you ever talk to a Jamaican, you know, your modern day Jamaican, you know, so-called, you know, they sound aggressive, but they're not. You see the women, for example. You know, even the women, the same thing. You know, they sound loud, they sound aggressive, but they're actually sweet.
Remember, when I worked with Benjamites, he's the one giving me at work boxes, and every time he talks to me, I always think, is he mad at me?
Yeah.
Is he giving me an attitude?
He's a Benjamite.
You're pretty much getting the point on this. I'll keep continuing because the way Paul is explaining, he's explaining it many different ways. You know, in case you miss something,
And then,
He
just
explains it like this.
just to fill in the gaps in case there is any gaps.
You know? And that's how the scripture is written that way.
We do the same thing. We keep laying back the point. We keep going back and just, hammering the point, just to make it clear.
Even lessons. When we go to lessons, okay, 2 or 3 camps later, or 10 camps later, we still come back with the same subject.
Yeah, that's right.
It doesn't matter.
We got to keep repeating ourselves.
We got to be like broken records.
Yeah. Stir up your mind as a way of remembrance. Stir up your mind.
It's like a refresh course.
To those that are sincere, to edify and to exhort you to listen to these things, right? And to learn of the ways of Yahweh Shai.
Romans chapter 8 verse 13. For if ye live, Romans chapter 8 verse 13. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live.
And then you can get the word mortify now. He's been laying he's been having this thing for a while now. So this is the word mortify. It says to kill, destroy the life of. It says destroy, overwhelm, punish, cause death, kill, or put to death. Literally make dead.
Like the movie.
So it's from the word murder. And this is to rub away or harm. Also to die. It says, informing the words referring to death and being subject to death, combining the form of Sarah, I think it is, to make or to do. Religious sense, subdue the flesh by abstinence and discipline. Look at that.
Abstinence. Let's look at the word abstinence.
Century. It's just forbearance and indulgence of appetites. Forbearance and indulgence of appetites.
There you go.
It says abstinence, starvation, self-restraint, integrity. There you go, man. It says abstract now from abstinence. It says present participle. Holy crap. It says abstinere. I believe that's how it's pronounced. It says to withhold, keep back, keep off. Assimilated with the word ab, which is offer, away from. Intere, which means to hold. To hold it back. To hold it back.
I say hold fast.
Yeah, hold fast. Hold that back.
Hold it back.
And that's what I'm talking about. All of us get intrusive thoughts. All of us. Every single one of us. Not a single person left out. Even Yahweh Shai had it. Even Yahweh Shai had it, man. Right. But you have to have that abstinence, which to hold back the lust of your flesh. To be spiritually minded. Alright? And that's why the scriptures tell you to shackle yourself. To bow down thy neck. Remember, Yahweh Shai said, put on my fetish, but my burden is light. And this burden is light. Because we have to do the law, statute, commandments to the best of our ability. Because our flesh is always going to try to win, man. And there's times where our spirit is weaker than other days. Or you may commit a sin that you didn't even know that you committed. Like recently I took, me and my brothers, and I think my father took vitamins. Just to find out in the ingredients. I looked up the ingredients due to curiosity. It was ultimately Yahweh Shai that made me do it. And I looked it up. I looked up one of the ingredients that caught my eye. Out of all the ingredients that were weird there, that one caught my eye. And it was talking about the lining of the casing. So I searched it up. And turns out it was fucking pork. They use pork bone marrow, I believe it was, to make the casing of the dead pills or vitamins.
Mess things up.
And I'm like,
a lot of things you eat also they also been adding this thing called convectioners.
Convectioners. Glaze, yeah. I knew it started off a G.
Yeah, which goes to shellac. Which shellac is actually poop from an insect called lilac.
Lac.
Lac?
Lac insect. Lac insect. I believe there's those little red bugs that you see on stone.
Oh, those? No, those things. No,
Yeah,
no,
there's multiple different ones.
Oh.
They're called lac bugs. It's like a category of them.
Oh.
And it's a female of those. So it's the excretion of those female insects.
That is disgusting.
And they use it
They
for,
put it on a bunch of shiny candies.
yeah,
medicine.
it's the shininess. So it's gummies, like fucking those gummy things that make the shininess of it. In some fruits too. Apparently,
What are they
It's
called?
fruit
It's
on
most.
fruit.
It's most. Oh yeah.
To make the shininess of it.
I said what?
So apples is more than likely one of them.
What do they call it? What are those bugs called?
Huh?
What are those bugs called?
Lac.
Lac.
Yeah, lac bugs.
They put it on a bunch of chewy candies. Any candy that has shine, they more than likely have it on it.
There's a lac insect.
That includes medicine. Keep getting black bugs.
And you look at the images, you see it. It's the very same ones that you see on stone and trees and stuff.
Yo, that's nasty.
Yo, why don't you show the camera?
How much? Let's show the cartoon one. This is hard to see.
Go back. I saw one.
Eu tá, mas aí não entendi sobre esse
You're in images. Yeah, you're in just go back. Once. There it is. That one, yeah. That's the picture. You get different types. Yeah.
Yo, bring it closer. Yo, that's nasty, bro. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's just nasty.
It reminds me of cockroach, the middle one.
It's you can see them on stones sometimes. Little red insects.
Esau's a bastard.
Esau's disgusting. Esau's just disgusting, man. He's just disgusting. You know, and it reminds me of that movie, that one movie again. I forgot what it's called. Yeah, with the one on the train. What was the one on the train? What was it called? Snowplow? What is it called? No. What movie was it on the train? You get the Snowpiercer. Yeah.
Yo, that's why you can't trust
Esau.
Esau.
The pour in the bag.
You can't fucking trust the devil, man.
That's what they mean.
Wow, really?
That's what they use. That's what they use for like.
You get the pour in the bag, and they fed them like these cubes. They fed them like these cubes. Nobody liked those cubes. And then right when they finally got out of that pour area and started pushing forward, they found out how that thing was made. It was just a shit ton of bugs. All these type of things just locked up in a cube.
Oh, I remember that.
You know, that's fucking Esau. That's Esau, man. Esau's gotta go, man.
There it
Esau's
is.
gotta go.
I got more information on it. I know we kind of dwelling on it, but I'm gonna just throw it out there. It said many people may not be aware that the glaze that covers some of their favorite products, including vitamins, pharmaceuticals, candy, even some fruit, may actually be made from shellac, a resin from a secretion of the female lac insect.
You know what I mean? That's what all
It's basically, we eating the defiled bread, where, no matter what. This is why we gotta follow those statutes and commandments to the best of our ability. We can't even do that. And you know, for even that, this devil's gonna pay for that. In these nations, they're gonna pay for that shit.
Yeah, they see this, they do it too.
You know?
They do it too. They got the same. They got the green with Esau.
They're nasty. You should see the videos of how these nations do their food. You know?
Right.
They stirring soup with a whole freaking arm, picking their nose while they're doing that and whatever.
Oh yeah.
And stumping the food on the floor, and that's normal to them.
Me and Abba had a conversation about that.
Whatever inside of a trash can. Bro, what the fuck?
I
is
said
wrong
me
with
and Abba had a conversation about that. Said also one was fucking what are they called? I keep forgetting their tribe. I mean their nation name. Elam.
Oh.
Fucking making pizza with their toes. Literally holding the pizza down with their toes or spitting it. There's one
Remember when they put like fucking cow manure? They started eating cow manure.
Yeah. There's also one where there's an Elamite with only one arm. He was holding, I think it was, I don't know what he was holding, but he was holding some kind of bread thing with his armpit. Like it's nasty.
And they show a Moabite preparing some kind of coagulated blood stuffed with rice, frogs. And one of the I can put a video like that too. The same thing. They said, but I happened to find that video too. And she was excited to eat it, but they were making fun of that.
Remember that thing you showed us? You know? With the Edomite that was eating like some kind of fucking ice cream on the cone, and it was just meat.
Oh yeah, it was raw. He was eating raw meat. Raw meat. It looked like it was freshly.
He had an ice cream cone. And he just put raw meat.
Freshly grinded meat.
Like hamburger meat. That's not even cooked.
You see,
it's just
that's completely disgusting for real, man. That's marfable.
That's
I don't know if that's even a word.
These
but, you
things,
know,
yo, we need Yahweh.
Yo, man,
this is why Yahweh Shai wants. That's why he wants us separate from all that.
You know,
that's
another proof how our people is the chosen people. Because all these other heathens are disgusting.
That's right, man. And we're the peculiar ones.
Yeah.
We're the strange ones.
And they look at us sideways. They look at us weird.
You know what? That's what I said, man. Let us be strange, man.
You people eat sharks. You people eat alligators. The very same things that eat people.
They eat squids. They eat.
Yeah. Speaking of that,
the cockroaches in the ocean, shrimp,
Twitch shit.
Crabs.
Because I was listening to one of the Twitch people, right? All they talk about, I want to try that. Oh, alligator, I never tried alligator. I want to try someday. I'm like, I always think about like, why?
And you know how many people go like, oh, I love, but have you ever tried frog legs? I said, nah. Man, it's good, man. It actually tastes like chicken, like really like chicken.
Yo,
just eat chicken.
What is that movie called?
Eat chicken.
What is that movie called when he said, English motherfucker, do you speak it?
Samuel Jackson.
There's this one scene, I think you remember, I hope you remember, where he's eating down, he asked him why he would eat pork. And he's like, because pork is a nasty food. It's what Samuel Jackson did. As his character. And he said, but pork is good. And he said, hey, Sue Rush can take like fucking pumpkin pie. But you don't see me going out eating it.
That is so true, bro.
And I'll admit, I have ate alligator before. And I regretted it.
Like,
yeah, we all went through that shit.
I don't remember eating it.
that was way before the truth. I was way before the truth.
Yeah, but somehow I still knew not to eat it.
No, you ate it.
I know I ate it, but I still knew that it was wrong to eat it.
No, we went on.
No, we didn't even know in the first place.
Yeah.
It was still off, regardless. It was still off. You know, there's so many nasty crap out there, and they consider it a delicacy. You know?
The fact that out.
I didn't eat it. I didn't eat it.
You see the Hamites?
You eat it.
The Hamites, they use a stick and they dig down the freaking old bark and dig out freaking grub and worms and shit and eat it. And they say it's
Bro,
food,
what?
food of protein and nutrition and shit like that.
Same thing with the fucking what they called? I forgot what they're called. I gotta bring part. The Aborigines.
They do the same thing too.
What they call the tribe? Japheth.
They're the nation of Japheth.
You know, they literally the people over there in Australia, because they inhabit still first. You know, or like some parts of it, you know, or being shoved. But they eat like these ants that collect honey. They collect pollen, nectar. And they take the insect. They take it directly, and they eat the insect. They eat the ant that has honey in it. You're like,
Oh.
Man, I know they're struggling.
Like, bro.
Oh, I can't wait to finish this crap. I'm gonna get it over with. This is the only food I got. But no, not even that, man. They savoring the whole thing, man.
So sweet. Ah, dude, that's so disgusting.
Man, these heathens are no different than animals. When you were mentioning that just reminded me of anteaters.
Does not the scriptures talk about peace? Did not David say that? No? Before the laws, statutes, commandments, and everything like that, before the knowing the ways of the Most High, we're like us, we're like beasts.
You see the beasts in the field, they pretty much do the same thing.
Right.
And you see these heathens doing the same thing.
They go with instinct, and they go according to what their flesh is. You know,
And they do these beasts. They're doing what they're supposed to do. But these heathens, they're just the children of men. But then there's the children of wicked, you know, which is Esau. You know. But in the kingdom, everything's going to be done right.
everything's going to be under the children of righteousness.
And they're going to love it.
The children of the Most High.
They're going to taste our food. They're going to, oh my gosh, this is so delicious. Oh man, this is so delicious. Who cooked this? Of course, you're in the kingdom. Jake did it. You know.
If they even cook our, if they even eat our food,
So we're gonna do it the right way.
You see that? That's why you see.
make the heathens make our food, but they gotta do it right.
When they
do it wrong,
they go to our restaurants and they love our food better than their own food.
that's why all these fucking delis, these Israelites keep hiring Jake, for the deli part.
Because they know Jake is going to season that food even better.
They do it fast and they do it good.
And it's well prepared. You always see Issachar, you see Simeon on the deli, but it's mostly Issachar.
Yeah.
Because I've seen delis that Simeon is behind the counter. He's doing the cook too.
Sometimes even when Jake puts less effort into his food, it still tastes better than these other heathens' food.
Because we gotta make sure that cook is done right. It's like we put our passion in the food, pretty much. The heathens, they just cook. You've seen the videos already. They cook. They don't care. They don't care who they cooking for. They got dirty fingernails and everything. Crusty
Just
feet.
Pick their ears and continue doing it.
Yeah. What the heck?
Let me see if I got any other. No, I don't think.
Any brothers still got one?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yes.
They didn't
I
refresh?
checked. I checked them over. Let me check again.
Double check. No, let me finish it up.
Yeah, no.
Romans 8. Oh, you got something?
No.
All right, this is Romans chapter 8, verse 14. For as many as are led by the Spirit of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai. No, you know what? Read it. Salaki. Romans chapter 8, verse 14. For many are led by the Spirit of Yahweh. They are sons of Yahweh.
That's right. They are sons. They're the sons of the Most High. And that's where, remember that scripture we talked about? In that place where it said unto you that you are not the children of the Most High. In that place you are called the children of the Most High, the sons of the Most High. See, because in the place where it's our captivity, we have fallen away from our heritage. Someone has taken our, trying to take our heritage, right? Or more like over there. It says that over there is where that's where Israel is.
I was just making the entry from over there.
That's right.
Over here.
And so basically, the one that's taken our heritage, saying that we're not Israelites, right? And in this place, when we declare that we're Israelites, they say that we're not, but we are. And if we follow the ways of Yahushua. You want to get that scripture again? Oh, you want read that precept.
All right, Romans chapter 8, verse 14. For as many are led by the Spirit of Yahweh, they are the sons of Yahweh.
Yeah, so if we follow the same way as Yahweh, in which he followed after his spirit, and us arming ourselves likewise with the same mind, being led with that same spirit, you know, we are the sons of the Most High. We are the children of the Most High. You know? So we are declaring in the land of our captivities that we are the children of the Most High. You know? And just like what it says in the book of Baruch, you know, they shall remember themselves in the land of their captivities and call upon my name. You know, they shall praise me in the land of their captivity. You know, so we're over here in the land of our captives. You know, and wherever we're scattered abroad, you know, calling upon Yahweh Shai.
I'll read this real quick right here. This is Hosea chapter 1 verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sands of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people.
And they say that, man. You know, they gave us bywords. They call us so-called blacks. They call us so-called Latinos. They call us so-called Native Americans. You know, but where does our history lie? They don't tell you that part. You know, they don't tell you that part because we are Israelites. The Native Americans never been here since the foundation of the whole world. Nor the what do they call them? What they call them? What the so-called Latinos call themselves? Taíno. You know, and we were never here since the foundation of the earth. You know. Our history doesn't just end here. You know, we are the Israelites, man, from Yasharallah.
There it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power.
Yep. It says, there it shall be said unto them. Who's going to be said unto them? Who's going to be telling them this? Or the teachers of Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai said, I shall give unto you teachers according to my heart. You know? And the Most High said that was it thy ears shall hear thy teachers, roughly paraphrasing. You know, or the eyes shall see thy teachers. You know? And the prophet's duty is to both teach and to prophesy. And what is prophesy? What does it mean to prophesy? It means to say before. And why do we call ourselves the prophets of the Most High? Because we're prophesying the prophecies of the Most High. You know, we're speaking before the prophecies. We're speaking before the warnings of Yahweh. You know, and we're likened unto you normal Joes out here. We don't got an excellency in speech. We're not being paid to do this, but we're doing it because this is our work.
I'm gonna finish off. Oh, that's the one. Where? No, it's oh, I got no more free stuff. It's already finished. Oh, okay. Yeah, take it. All right, everybody face the east. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Alright,
once again, give double honors to the elders, great millstone. The one land that the ancestors edifying you, brothers and female sisters. I'm gonna leave it off the Shema prayer. So Shema Yasharallah, Yahweh 𝓭 Yahweh 𝓭𝓪𝓲𝓬𝓮.
DTA. DTA.